Hey guys, so today I am cleaning up a porcelain light fixture. It's got paint on it, it's got grunge on it, and I don't want to damage the little rings, these little cardboard rings, and I don't want to get the lighting or the wiring and such all wet. So I plan to submerge the entire thing in hot water. So the best thing to do with these is take them apart. Now, they're pretty easy to reassemble, but if you're working on a light fixture or any other item that you're planning to disassemble, the best idea is to take some photos of it so that you have reference as to what pieces go where and what screws go where, etc., etc. So probably the best thing is to get a little tray or something like that to put the parts in. That's what I'll end up doing. So yeah, we'll put the stuff in a tray so we know where it is, and keep it all together. So easy enough to disassemble these. This piece comes out. We'll separate the little cardboard rings, because they're actually tough to get unless you know of a source for them. If you know of a source, lucky you, let me know. But yeah, they're actually tough to come by. So anyway, there's a piece that reveals the screws here. So we'll just take them apart. This one I can see it's relieved itself from the piece here already, so we'll just keep taking it apart. There we go. Oh, this one's not totally out yet. There we go. And then you're going to be able to clean all the grunge off the rest of the hardware too. And there we go. So you'll also be able to check out for any damage that's going to kibosh your project. But this one appears to be alright. So let's take the shaving plug out here. And this is an Art Deco fixture if you hadn't known that. There's two there. And when you put them on the tray, it's probably best to kind of place them where they belong so you don't mix them up. This one's, like I said, is pretty simple, but if you're taking apart something a little more complicated, it's good to have all the pieces kind of ready as to where they go. You can see them just place them there. So we'll take this all off so the wiring and stuff come out. There we go. And this will spin out because I think the little knob here is, no, it's loose. Okay, that's good. But we can polish up the hardware and stuff separate that way. Makes it a lot easier. And what I'm going to do is soak the rest of the fixture in hot water. We'll probably, because of that though, we may lose the decal, which is unfortunate. So if you want to retain that sort of thing, your best bet is to hand clean the entire thing. Windex probably would work, then some carefully placed stripper, or if you're really careful, a razor blade might do it, but then you also risk scratching the porcelain, so I wouldn't recommend that. So yeah. So anyway, we're going to go soak this and see what happens. Okay, so while that's soaking, I'm hoping that the paint will actually peel off with the hot water, but we'll see. Anyway, excuse me. So we've got a lot of grunge and stuff on the components. See that this maybe even has had a short at some point or something. So have to address that. Looks like Yeah, it looks like the it's soldered in here. Yeah, so the connections are permanent rather than removable. But yeah, it's all soldered together. This one's going to have to be replaced anyway. What I'm going to do is sell it as is so that somebody can rewire it, but we're going to make it look a little better anyway, just for demonstration purposes. If you have your toothbrushes worn out, it's still good for cleaning, so save your toothbrushes. I'm just going to dry brush this one off rather than use any Windex. We don't need it perfectly clean anyway. Like I said, it's just so it looks somewhat presentable. It's not going to be used in this case because it's the socket is wrecked. So yeah, we're just making it look nicer. So there we go. So just dry brushing it and getting it somewhat clean looking. Make it presentable. Okay. Now this part is probably going to get reused. So we'll dry brush it a little bit. Blow it out. If you've got a little air compressor, that's probably a good thing to use as well. But as you can see, it's still grungy, so what we're going to do is take another toothbrush, or a toothbrush, you can use the same one you were using, and just spray some Windex on it. And don't let it get too wet, but you just want to get in the crevices and cracks, but you don't want it kind of going in the socket, of course. And this one I think has some, well, no, there we go. So yeah, your fingernails are handy as well, but it's looking much better. Somebody may replace this as well just for aesthetics purposes anyway, or replace it with one that has a screw in or screw on type socket. So okay, it's not going to be perfect. Maybe a brass brush might do it, but then you risk getting brass bristles, loose bristles stuck in there, and you don't want to short it out. So it's best to use a fiber or stiff plastic bristles. And if you work at it, eventually it cleans. I don't need it perfect, but I would like it to look decent. So yeah, eventually it'll get cleaner. As you can see, it's getting constantly better and better. You just keep working at it. I'm going to stop there because I'm not too concerned that it's going to be perfect. I just want it presentable so that somebody knows what it's supposed to look like. And same, you can dry brush the little cardboard rings. Just get them a little bit cleaner, especially if you, well, obviously if you plan to reuse them. Like I said, they're a little tougher to find. I'm sure there's a lighting place somewhere that has these, but I haven't located one. I don't need a big batch of them anyway. And then this piece I would just use 4/0 steel wool, so we'll just do that. Okay, and just leave it on the threaded portion there. It's much easier to handle, and you can get it far cleaner than it was. There we go. And again, somebody may replace this as well because it does have a little chewed up portion on it, but looks much better than it did. So we'll just, I think we'll do a quick clean on these components because they do have a little bit of rust on them. Just much easier to handle, much cleaner to handle when you're putting it all back together. Cleaned it up quite a bit. There we go. This piece is pretty rusty. There we go. It's not perfect by any stretch. We're not restoring it, just making it look presentable. And of course, put them back probably where they should be. And yeah. And you can clean the heads of the screws. That's probably a good idea. If they're showing, these particular ones aren't going to be showing, but and they are basically clean enough to, yeah. But the heads of these were showing, so we're going to clean them up somewhat. They're not going to be perfect. Like I said, I'm not restoring it, I'm just making it presentable, cleaning. Yeah. So it's the fixture's soaked for a little bit. So I'm going to go see if it's ready. So I just put a new piece of paper down just to keep the surface clean. When we bring in the piece of porcelain, or the porcelain portion, I've let it soak, keeping the water hot. So I emptied the water out and put a fresh batch of hot water in. I don't recommend taking it from a cold place and putting it in the hot water because you're going to end up damaging it. It'll end up cracking or something. So I've replaced the water with extra hot water, and what that's doing is actually peeling the paint off. So we're not going to have to use paint stripper on it. So that'll be good. And just letting it soak a bit longer until all the paint comes off of it. So yeah. So momentarily we'll be back. So guys, I got the piece out of the sink. Was lucky enough that all it took was that very hot water, and then after it cooled enough that I could put my hands in it, a scrub pad and my fingernails managed to take off about 99% of the paint. So that's good. And yeah, we're going to reveal what it looks like now. There it is. So yeah, cleaned up nice. As you can see, most of the paint is off the sides and edges. I'm just going to take a razor blade and take off the rest. It's nice and easy. Just a single edge blade just to remove the rest of it. Here we go. And just carefully, and use a sharp blade. If you use a dull blade, you're almost guaranteed to scratch it. So use a sharp blade. Keep it away from your hands, of course. We've got an edge here. There. Now, for whatever reason, that paint wouldn't come off with the hot water. And we've still got some grunge and stuff on the back, some other paint. And keep it at an angle so that the blade does its work. Because if you lie it flat, it's just going to ride over top of it. Okay, and get the rest of it. I'm not applying great force or anything either. You really don't need to if the blade's sharp. And if you end up scratching the porcelain using the corners like this or anything, you're kind of SOL, so be careful. And again, I'm just making this presentable. I'm not restoring it per se, so I'm just doing some basic cleaning. Okay, that's probably going to be good enough so that, yeah, so there we go. So got the rest of it off. It's nice and clean. As you can see, oh, we missed some. There we go. And the heat does soften the paint as well, so you can get it off a lot easier. There's a little bit there. Oh, just a tiny bit. There we go. So it's basically clean now, and I'll reassemble it. And I'll just easily put all the pieces back in. Should be good and easy. Okay, first of all, we've got this component. Whoops. Okay. And I haven't looked at the photos, but I'm confident that this is the way it goes together, so yeah. And of course, putting it together is going to be a little harder than taking it apart. Always is. Always seems to be. But let's just get this started. Okay. Oh, this one's going to be difficult. Okay, here we go. There we go. Whoop. Okay. Got them threaded. You can see it looks a lot better now that it's clean. The bolt heads are nice and clean. I'll do a before and after at the end of the video as well. You don't want to tighten them up too much because you don't want to crack the porcelain. There we go. There we go. Put the rings back on. Actually, probably should have put them on the, there we go. Put them on there. Oh, it came right off. There we go. So yeah, put the socket back in. Okay, that's basically the way it should go, I think. Yep. Throw the screws back in. Nope. Of course, it's going to be difficult. Just set it down here. Okay, there we go. So this one's pretty easy to reassemble it. And it's looking pretty good considering the mess it was in. It's much more saleable now. And yeah, throw that back on. Put the bracket on. And this style, like I said, the socket that needs to be replaced anyway. You'll see that it goes from here down to a hole here through the fixture. Some of them are solid, this style of fixture, so they're hardwired into a switch on the wall. So there we go, 100% done, ready to list or put on the shelf. So yeah, nice and clean. Simple as that. Thanks for watching, guys. please be sure to like and subscribe, and check out the before and after picture right at the end of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, be sure to like and subscribe, and check out our other videos on antiquing, picking, thrifting, scrapping, etc. Take care, folks.